Congratulations, Unity Center of Peace. It's Reverend Victoria Loveland-Coen here, and this June, we will be celebrating our 40th anniversary here at UCP. That's right. 40 years ago in June, a group of committed individuals came together with a vision for creating a loving community where people could support each other in accessing their inner divine power, for connecting with spirit and nature, for remembering their oneness with all, and for radiating that peace out into the world. Now, since then, we have grown in size and membership and programs, but that original vision is still very much alive here. In fact, it fuels all that we do. And you know, it's the people, the community that has really kept UCP going through some pretty rough patches through the years. But we're still here, and we are stronger than ever. And you know, in the 12 years that I've been the minister here, of course, 8 of those years co-ministering with Reverend Rosemary, I have seen deep and lasting friendships formed. I've seen people supported when they needed it the most. I have seen people finding their passion. I have seen physical healings, increased prosperity. I have seen people realize their dreams. What an honor it has been to be a part of that. And if you feel so moved, please send us your well wishes and maybe a sentence or two about how UCP has contributed to your life. You can send that to office@unitychapelhill.org. And I hope you plan to be here for Sunday, June 30th, as we dance together in the energy of joy and celebration. Until then, peace and blessings. Congratulations, Unity Center of Peace. It's Reverend Victoria Loveland-Coen here, and this June, we will be celebrating our 40th anniversary here at UCP. That's right. 40 years ago in June, a group of committed individuals came together with a vision for creating a loving community where people could support each other in accessing their inner divine power, for connecting with spirit and nature, for remembering their oneness with all, and for radiating that peace out into the world. Now, since then, we have grown in size and membership and programs, but that original vision is still very much alive here. In fact, it fuels all that we do. And You know, it's the people, the community that has really kept UCP going through some pretty rough patches through the years. But we're still here, and we are stronger than ever. And you know, in the 12 years that I've been the minister here, of course, 8 of those years co-ministering with Reverend Rosemary, I have seen deep and lasting friendships formed. I've seen people supported when they needed it the most. I have seen people finding their passion. I have seen physical healings, increased prosperity. I have seen people realize their dreams. What an honor it has been to be a part of that. And if you feel so moved, please send us your well wishes and maybe a sentence or two about how UCP has contributed to your life. You can send that to office@unitychapelhill.org. And I hope you plan to be here for Sunday, June 30th, as we dance together in the energy of joy and celebration. Until then, peace and blessings. Congratulations, Unity Center of Peace. It's Reverend Victoria Loveland-Coen here, and this June, we will be celebrating our 40th anniversary here at UCP. That's right. 40 years ago in June, a group of committed individuals came together with a vision for creating a
Thank you. We are blessed to have Spencer Scholes with us today playing guitar. How's everybody doing this morning? Good. A nice warm morning. So hope everybody's doing well. We'll go through our weekly reminder to please turn your phones to silence and take the ringers off and discontinue notifications and all that stuff. And we're going to say thank you a bunch of times, and then we're going to invite everybody in. So if you can, please stand up. And with the first words, we're going to say thank you. Say it again a little louder. Say in it. And let me hear a little bit louder. And thank you. One more time. And thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day. This wonderful, this wonderful, this wonderful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This joyful, this joyful, this joyful day. This joyful, this joyful, this joyful day. Say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was beautiful. Yeah, what a way to start a day. What a way to start a week. What a way to start a month. To be together in spiritual community. I missed you guys. It's so good to see you. So good to be back with my spiritual family. Really good to see you. So are you ready to sort of anchor in to spirit and open our hearts and open our consciousness and allow that divine love to pour through us and share it with the world? Ready for that today? Yes. All right, okay. Hello to those of you joining us online. If you are new, if you're just finding us for the first time, just kind of say hello. Anybody, actually, who's there today online, please just say hello in the chat, and we can feel like we're got this communication going. So, to my left is the wonderful Maria Kavanaugh, who is going to anchor us in meditation with her beautiful flair, her beautiful, wonderful flair. And as she lights the divine light candle, I invite you to just take a moment and be with that sacred element, that sacred energy. Breathing it in. And let's say our opening invocation together, which is the buff sheet and the seat back in front of you. Yeah, familiar with that? And really come from your heart center, opening, breathing in, and together. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Feel that omnipotent good just blossoming here in this moment, blossoming in your heart, in your soul. This possibility of infinite good right here and right now. We claim it. We accept it. We're grateful for it. And so it is.
Silence your phones, please, for meditation.
I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
I invite you to take a couple of breaths. And with every exhalation, I invite you to settle. Settle into yourself. Settling in to the chair. And I invite you to lengthen your exhalation. And can you become aware of the energy center that's resting on the chair, your lowest energy center? In some faiths, we call it a chakra, a base chakra. But for the purpose of today, can we envision a ball of energy? Sometimes to find it, it helps to almost pull your muscles up. And in this center rests our Divine Father. All of the safety and security, the unconditional love that empowers us to go forth into the world, a sense of belonging and community, and a deep sense of knowing who we are and where we come from. For some of us, this comes easily because our lives have shown us what the Divine Father looks like and feels like in our own physical experiences. And for some of us, we don't have that experience. And so we have the opportunity to say that our fathers were our greatest teachers, because through that experience, we've been given the opportunity to be our own Divine Father. As we stay aware, if possible, of this lowest energy center, can I invite you to bring your awareness now to your heart? And again, just a breath and an exhale into your heart, and just see if you can't find a little opening. Find that place in your chest cavity. It may help to put a hand over your heart. It helps me. Our fathers, we all have one, are our greatest teachers. And so whether it feels right for us today to connect to that heart space and send love and gratitude for all the good, or to acknowledge the hard stuff, it doesn't matter. Because the deep truth is, only I can be my own divine Father. No one else. To all the men in our lives, we can say, and the women for that matter, but for the men, we can say, thank you. You are my greatest teacher. Thank you. And I've got it from here. I love myself. I am safe and secure. I am so grateful. I belong. I am in community. Thank you, fathers, for all the lessons you gave me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And we'll move into the silence for a couple of moments, and I invite you to sit in your heart and whatever feels true for you. Honoring that divine Father within ourselves and any Father qualities that have touched your lives, whether as a teacher. Well, that's all it is, isn't it? Lessons. And we move into the silence. For the father figures in our lives who are no longer with us, we say thank you and we send the love in faith that they are right there, right here, in some way, full of love and perfection. Thank you. And if there's anyone else in your life, in the world, any friends or family or places that you'd like to say out loud the names of, that we can enter them into this healing vortex of love, I invite you to do so now. Dad, Bill, Josh. And into this same healing energy, loving energy, grateful energy, I now hold this prayer box full of prayers for all sorts of abundance and healing. Prosperity, health, relationships, careers. May all of the names in this box be entered into this vortex, that we know as soon as they allow it, as soon as they open that space in their hearts and soften into that nothing, that all of the love and possibility floods into them. It's there, it's right there. And we affirm that it is so. And if anyone in the Sunday service today is wishing for a little deepening of their own prayers and wishes, we invite you to join our trained prayer partner Mel at the end of the service in the 3-minute miracle at the end of the hall. And so we gently and slowly start to move our bodies perhaps, and opening our eyes when we're ready. Looking around, smile at somebody who you know or don't know in this beautiful community. Thank you. If you're online and watching and you'd like to pray with a trained prayer partner, you can reach out to the email that will be at the end of the service. There'll be an email on the screen beside you. And so, please join me in sharing our vision and our mission together. You'll find it on this beige sheet, and it's in the middle of the page, if you don't already know it, and we'll say together our vision. We envision the divine light awakening in all. And our mission, we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. And we have a wonderful special guests today. Cara and Spencer, welcome. Other members of Bright Matter, we're so glad you're here. Enjoy.
Good morning. So I'm just feeling very emotional. This song I wanted to play because my father loves this song. Every time I go home, he wants me to play it. My father has made a lot of mistakes, and he continues to make a lot of mistakes, but I love him more than anything. And my father is the reason why I do music. So I usually call this song Untitled. I wrote it 4 or 5 years ago. And, but I think I'm going to call it Dad's song. this is my dad's song. Sing that little bit with me. The oohs and the ahs, whatever comes out. Here we go. Oh, 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 yeah. Sometimes I beg and steal, and they don't like what I say when I try to keep it real. I don't like to argue, no, I'd rather sit and play and sing away at the things unsaid. Then I begin to understand my life, oh my beautiful life. Thank you.
Yes, wow. Oh, beautiful. It's so good to be back with you. Yes, in this community where, just if people are so authentic and so real, and just in that, in and of itself, is so healing. It just feels so healing. I miss this. It's so good to be back. And yes, thank you. Yeah. Woo. And it's also good to get away. It's also good to explore other possibilities, other lands, other perspectives, ways of looking at things, and you go, well, maybe, the way we live in America, not the only way to live. There's actually other possibilities. That's the great thing about traveling to other countries. Now, I did actually watch, usually 2 or 3 days after the service, I watched on my little tablet, usually on the train, when we were the hour 2 train ride in between cities that we took. And so I checked in on the services, and the Wi-Fi on those trains, fabulous. In fact, everything about European trains, fabulous. We could learn a thing or two about how to design and run trains here, honestly. So, and of course I saw last week, while the cat's away, the mice will play. A lot of playing going on last week. My God, I was laughing my butt off at home. You guys must have, how fun. Sue Ann, oh my God, channeling her guru Jewish mother in this Swami, it was just hysterical. And, felt like a good balance between, after 4 weeks of some deep spiritual opening. There was this surrender and this heart-centered love that Reverend Anna brought that was felt so healing. I mean, it came across the screen. So good. It was a good balance, actually. And I think it's good to have balance so that you get a broader picture, a broader experience. So this idea of balance is something that I've been exploring a lot recently. In fact, I'm kind of calling it dancing with the opposites. And some of it has been inspired by the study of the Tao and Wayne Dyer's book that is the subject of our book study group that David is so generous in the book study before the service. And these, 81 profound, timeless sayings. Just, it's deep, deep stuff. How many of you went to that this morning, went to the study group? Yeah. So it's open. You can continue to join, right? Yeah. It's really amazing. So this dancing with opposites, being and doing, yin and yang, darkness and light, masculine and feminine, surrender and exercise power of will, deep listening and speaking our truth, giving and receiving, being in community and in solitude, dancing with opposites. And I don't think we're always so intentional about it. In fact, I think most people are completely unaware of where they are between the two seeming opposites, or don't realize that the seeming opposites are really just two ends of the same continuum. All right? But we know when something's off, don't we? We know when something feels just not right. We don't really realize we're at a balance, but something just doesn't feel good. Something's off. Life isn't really flowing as it should. Or we stumble and fall. And then we go, oh, gee, what happened? How'd the universe do that to me? This idea of balance, finding the perfect balance or the perfect dance between the two, is something that can be really healing to help us bring us into wholeness. Right? I mean, just like Mother Earth is kept in perfect balance between night and day, and the changes of the seasons and the cycles of the moon, we are, as an expression of life, we experience balance, we experience well-being when the areas of our life are kept in perfect balance. And we kind of know this at an early age. We're taught this as an early age as children, in order for children to grow into well-adjusted adults. There should be a balance between loving unconditional love and discipline, between freedom and limits, in school, work, and play. Yeah, and our children will let you know right away when that's out of balance. When the schoolwork or the chores at home thing weigh a little too heavier than the play stuff. I mean, really, if it was up to them, they'd play 24/7, right? At least mine were that way. Yeah, so it's up to us as parents to kind of teach that, and it's a perfect time to have that lesson, to think about balance. Now, it's interesting that as we get older, some of us tend to reverse that whole balance thing and weigh a little too heavy on the constant working side of things, right? And our culture encourages this, right? We are this puritanical, work ethic, get her done kind of energy. And so we kind of fall into that. So many of you know that I was just in Europe, and I will be sharing more of my adventures in the next couple of weeks, but because it's Father's Day, I want to honor fathers and talk about the divine masculine today. But just real quick, Europeans seem to have a better sense of this, a healthier sense. They get a month off. Most Europeans get an entire month off a year, paid vacation, usually in August, so you don't want to go to Europe in August. But their country's falling apart. They somehow figured it out. It's a lesson for us. Also, our physical well-being, is kept in balance by eating a balanced diet, by spending time eating and not eating, by exercise and rest. And when we don't have that right, very quickly, body lets us know. So because it's Father's Day, we want to take a look at why we might want to balance the masculine aspect with the feminine aspect. And as I have shared many times before, we all have both aspects within us. Each one of us has both of those aspects. The feminine aspect we explored on Mother's Day, right, which is that intuitive wisdom, creativity, receptivity, kind of open-hearted, nurturing energy. That's the feminine. But the divine masculine must walk in concert with the divine feminine. Otherwise, it just gets a little too passive, right? There needs to be this balance. So the divine masculine is that energy of intelligence and courage and focused energy and a sort of a healthy assertiveness and willingness to take action, right? Structure, perseverance, that energy of security that Maria was alluding to in the meditation, that energy, that is the divine masculine, which is not to be confused with the shadow aspect of the masculine. The shadow aspect is the more egoic thing. That is the domineering and authoritative and aggressive and can be violent. And here's the thing. When one aspect of our nature is suppressed, the shadow side will pop up and make itself known. And we could probably think of people in our lives that exemplify that shadow aspect of the masculine, right? Sometimes we refer to this as toxic masculinity. Maybe someone in your family, maybe a boss you worked for once, maybe, someone in the public eye. This rise of authoritarianism that we're seeing in some places of the world is an example of this played out on the larger stage. And what amazes me is that a lot of people think, well, that's what we need. We need strong, right? Until, of course, they're at the receiving end of that aggression or violence. So I think what we all really, really deep down, we all really want is our leaders that have a perfect balance between that healed masculine and feminine, right? And by the way, that toxic masculinity can also occur in women too, because remember, we've got both of it within us, not just men. So, the divine masculine aspect truly comes from love, comes from a place of love. It is love that helps us to speak up, stand up, speak out when it's important. That comes from love. It comes from love when we are willing to do what's necessary and stay committed to achieving a goal that's important. It's that love that is our willingness to maybe work hard to help others have a better life. And it's certainly that courage within us that is able to move forward regardless of our fear. You've all experienced those qualities, right? That comes from love. That's true, healed, divine masculine that we really want to nurture. So now take a moment and think about your father again. I know we did it in the meditation. We all had one. Some of you had 2, 3, more than one. Think about examples, incidences where they were able to show that divine masculine. Can you think of times when they exhibited these qualities? And open your heart to gratitude for that. You might also think of times that they exhibited the sort of unhealed aspect, the toxic masculinity. Did your father have a balance between the feminine aspect and the masculine? Which was not a popular thing in the 50s and 60s and 70s. Not popular, but some men just came to that naturally, right? So what was your father like? Now here's the thing. Our fathers, just like everyone else, did the very best they could with the consciousness they had at the time. Really knowing that helps us release any resentment that we might have. So it's important to constantly remind ourselves of that. So another example of this balance, we want to balance the sort of masculine aspect that is that manifests as action, being in action in the world, and a healthy aspect of assertiveness. We want to balance that with the more feminine aspect of deep listening and nurturing our spirit. We are first and foremost spiritual beings, right? Here, living in this human, physical, separated, the separated self kind of world. And it's easy to get lost in the physical material world, right? Without grounding our action in spiritual practice. That action that we take can be chaotic or ineffective, or we burn out, right? So, by grounding ourselves in spiritual practice first, the action that we take in the world is inspired and effective, right? And we're coming from a place of love and peace, and we're going to get a whole lot more done than coming from a place that's ungrounded. So grounding first in that feminine energy. And wouldn't you know it, that our spiritual practice also has a balance to it. We want to experience a balance in our spiritual practice. You're probably familiar with the inward focus practice of meditation, contemplative prayer, quietly communing with the divine in nature, And that's necessary. That's the non-directed, receptive, surrender, more feminine aspect of our spiritual practice. And that really helps to open our heart and hear, the voice of the divine within us. But if we stay here in just this aspect, we're liable to become too passive and lack initiative, lack action. So we want to balance it out with the more directed spiritual practices, which have a tinge of the sort of the masculine aspect, and that could be speaking aloud our affirmations, speaking affirmative prayers for ourselves and others, speaking it aloud, certainly being of service in a spiritual community. I mean, everybody who is of service, the greeters, the people lovingly preparing the refreshments, the musicians, everybody who is of service in a spiritual community. That's spiritual practice. The board, that's spiritual practice, right? It's the outward directed spiritual practice. Also, a lot of the rituals that you do in the full moon fire ceremony or the medicine wheel ceremony that just happened, and I heard about this beautiful mandala that was created at one of those full moon fire ceremonies. That's such a beautiful combination of both the feminine aspect of open-hearted, deep listening, and being in community and doing something and planning and putting together. So a lot of those things have a really wonderful balance of both of those aspects of that the spiritual practice. So this became really clear to me this last week when I was on a retreat. After I came back from Europe, I went to a meditation retreat in the mountains, in the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's actually it was called Heavenly Mountain. Has anybody been up there? It's just, yeah, okay. So and indeed, it's well named. And so apparently, the story that I heard is that the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi flew over it one day and said, this is where I want to build my retreat center, and bought the land and build this amazing, extensive retreat center. And the Transcendental Meditation people, came and did retreats. And then for whatever reason, it might have been financial, they left. And it was left empty for a long time until the Sri Ravi Shankar people came in to run it. Has anybody heard of this guru, Sri Ravi Shankar? You have, yeah, a couple people? I had no idea. But what I'm learning, I love. I mean, the people are so loving, and they're doing a really good job of running this place. So anyway, it was a similar vibe, and many of you know that I began my spiritual journey years ago when I was 16 in Transcendental, being initiated into Transcendental meditation. And my mother and I used to go to these meditation retreats, TM retreats, and they would do this thing called rounding, which was 20 minutes of meditation and 20 minutes of yoga, and then 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of yoga. So it was this beautiful balance of energy. We would also spend time being quiet in nature or walking in nature. And then in the evening, there would be community and singing and chanting and doing, conversation. Well, it's the same thing happened here at this retreat center, so it really brought me back to my roots. And it affirmed this whole balance of the spiritual practice in a very visceral way for me. So, speaking of a visceral way to balance the spiritual practice, because it's Father's Day, because we're celebrating the Divine Masculine, we have a little gift for you. And so if the greeters could pass the envelopes. May I have the envelopes, please? This is a little gift for you. Put it in your hand. Until everybody has one, we're just going to thank you, Chris. Just hold it in your hand for a minute. I think we have enough for everyone. Yeah, just be with it and breathe for a minute. All right, so let's take the envelope and open it up. The first thing that you'll see is an appreciation for how fabulous you are. What I want you to do is read it and receive. Receive, receive, receive. The feminine aspect, receive this acknowledgement of how fabulous you are. Take a moment and just open and, accept. Now, on the back, you'll see that there is a blank page. What I want you to do is now we're going to do the outward directed spiritual practice and write an affirmation. There should be a pen in the seat back in front of you. You may have to, those of you in the front row, reach back behind you. Take a pen. Okay, so affirmation, short statements of spiritual truth. You're talking about the highest divine truth within you in the present tense. So, we're not saying I will or it will. We're saying I am or it is. So go ahead and take a minute to write your affirmation. It might be related to something we've talked about today. Or it may be something that you are working on that you want to affirm for yourself. You're directing that spiritual energy into something specific that in a moment we're going to speak out loud. Present tense. Absolute truth about you. Okay. So now, if everybody has their affirmation statement, I'm going to do something crazy and ask you all to say it aloud all together. So we're all going to say our affirmations on the count of 3. Okay, get it out. Take a nice deep breath. 1, 2, 3, go. And so it is. Happy Father's Day. Happy day of blending and dancing with this energy of the masculine and feminine today and this week. Really affirm it and think about it, okay? Namaste.
Morning dew like diamond dreams is blanketing the field, composed of light, composed of light. Open mirror of the soul, cast these shadows all into the light, into the light of hope and possibilities, the light within you, the light inside of me, the light from which all others have their shine, the light eternal, greater than the mind. Everything under the sun, all that's said and done, requires light, requires light. Back and forth between the flames, the faces and the names known by the light, known by the light, the light of perfect joy, the light of peace, the light fulfilled, the light of true release, the light who shows us all the way back home. People come and people go. Tell everyone you know. Return to light. Return to light. Remember those who stood before they reached the golden door into into the light. The light dissolving conflict and desire. The light consuming as a burning fire. The light remove our deepest darkness flows. The light who brings our falseness to a close.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you both so much. If this is annoying, I'm going to change over again. We'll see how it goes. It's okay? Good. I just won't breathe too deeply. Right. So did anybody get? I loved how those two songs sandwiched the talk. Started with the shadows, the gift of the shadow, the gift of the hard stuff. Moved into Reverend Victoria's beautiful talk of the light and the dark, the shadows and the love, all of it, and then finished with the light. So I don't think it could have been coordinated with a 1-hour meeting any better than that happened. So I know, it was amazing. Thank you very much. Right, so this is the moment in our service where we get to share our love and our appreciation with the community in material ways. Lots of ways to do it. Most of you know. For those who are new to our community, you'll find an envelope in the back of the seat, or on your program there's a QR code. You can donate all sorts of ways online. If you're online, please make a donation with the link that Mel is posting. We really appreciate that immensely. Thank you. And so we're going to, I'm getting it all right, we're going to say the blessing of our gifts. It's on the very bottom of the first page here. And we say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am.
The power of love is here now.
The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth.
Look at this beautiful couple presenting these beautiful gifts. Aww. Right, so if you will join me, we're going to bless these gifts and everything that they represent. They are love in action. These gifts support this community in so many ways, from the programs that we offer, the salaries, this building, the grounds, and everyone who benefits from this community takes that energy out into the world. And so we say thank you. And so it is. Again, if you'd like to, if you have a prayer in your heart, please avail of yourself of the prayer box. The papers are out in the hall, and Debbie's taking it out onto the table in the hall. So make use of that beautiful opportunity. Right. I believe we have a song. One last song. Yeah, bring it on. Thank you so much.
Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. 3 more times. And that's. I mean, we're very fortunate to have Karen Spencer with us today. I like, you know, 2, 3, and. It's the way in the mountains greet the morning sky. There's a feeling in the air so rare you can't deny. Sweeping forward, unrehearsed, spreading love all over the universe. An awakening, uncompromising. Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. It's a feel-good virus that you cannot contain, rolling out at the speed of light like a runaway train. It's a flash mob celebration, a fearless jubilation, an amazing and uncompromising. Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. 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 Come on, Spencer. It's in the moment of creation when a new idea is born. There's room in when you wake on Christmas morn. It's happiness where time's ecstasy. It's a moment of unity. I'm so glad we're here. I'm finally here, standing at the crossroads of a new frontier. A realization of heaven, the here and now. Awakening to the dream that escaped us somehow. Joy rising, joy rising, joy rising. 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 Okay.
I sat down without my clipboard, and that's what happens. I forgot after the announcements to welcome anybody who's here for the first time. We're so glad you're here. If you haven't received a packet of information already, please raise your hand and a greeter will bring it around to you. And we hope you'll join us for our Sacred Cafe after the service. So, and if you're online, same thing. Please put your name in the chat. Mel would love to send you some information, and we're so glad you're with us today. Thanks for joining. Right. All right. We've got announcements.
Now
by
we
the
have
maestro.
the announcements,
Yes.
not that announcement.
Right.
This is the other announcements. All right. Number one, in case you weren't aware, UCP's 40th anniversary is 2 weeks from today. That would be on the 30th of June for the 40th celebration. I think that's on Sunday, June 30th, starting at 1 o'clock. We will have Bright Matter and some other folks will be kicking off some live music, and then after that, and included with that, there'll be a cookout, storytelling, a history of the UCP, live music, face painting, a photo booth, a dance party, and champagne to end the day. So check the special insert in your Sunday program for more details. That is in 2 weeks. Number two, Sunday morning book study. Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. Living the Wisdom of the Tao by Wayne Dyer. I think we talked about this earlier. It's a 4-week-long book study this morning. Every morning. I guess it'll be going on for 2 more weeks? 3 more weeks. From 9:45 to 10:45 for Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life. Living the Wisdom of the Tao. Led by David Glass in room 103. Again, there are more details in your Sunday program insert in case you are interested in that. Summer Solstice Fire Ceremony with Katie O'Leary Bagay. Come to our full moon fire moon ceremony to celebrate summer solstice on Friday, June 21st from 7 to 8:30. And again, there's more information in your program for details on that. It's hard to believe it's already June 21st. That's not in the announcements. All right, next Sunday, June 23rd, the source, it's within you. Maria, perchance, would you like to say something about this? Thank you. Well, you're welcome.
Thank you for thinking of that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right. So many of you are already joining us on Mondays from 2 to 4 for a Joe Dispenza study group. It's a wonderful chance to come together and talk about these unique and empowering ideas. Anyway, JD announced last week that this coming Sunday, or this coming weekend, from the 21st to the 23rd, he's making available for free to the world his latest documentary. It's called Source. It's within you, and it follows the scientists from University of California, San Diego, who are at all of his week-long retreats and are doing serious science. It's the world's largest meditation study, and the results that are coming out are phenomenal. And this is a documentary that talks about the power and science behind meditation. We're going to show that film here next Sunday at 1 p.m. after Sacred Cafe. It's free. We are going to take some donations, and we are going to share that with both Joe Dispenza and the research team, as well as Unity Center of Peace, but it's going to be phenomenal. So in your program is the QR code for the trailer. Check it out, and please join us. Thank you, Chris.
You're certainly welcome, Maria. Youth and Family Ministries share, YFM share, next Sunday at 12:30. Join Shannon for sharing of the lessons, explorations, and creations by our UCP youth over the last 8 months. And craft your own exploration to one of the 12 powers we've been studying. There's more details in your program, but Shannon's been doing a tremendous job with those kids, getting them every weekend with a new thing, and he's keeping that program going. So next Sunday, he's giving a presentation on what he's been doing. It should be interesting. All right, 3-minute miracle. If you need prayer support for any concern, our prayer partner today, it is Mel Caron. We'll be happy to pray with you after the service in room 102, which is down the one on the left. Online viewers can email prayer requests to you, prayer@unitychapelhill.org, and a prayer partner will call you back and pray with you over the phone. Please include your phone number and email so we know who to call to do that. All right. Today's beautiful flower arrangement is brought to us by the UCP Women's Group in honor of Father's Day. The flowers are from the Women's Circle dedicated to all man. Oak is symbolizing the power and the strength and the wisdom, the oak flowers over there. And so to all kings, come out. We need you. And that's in lieu of the flowers over there. We have a new ministry artist whose beautiful photos adorn our sanctuary. As you can see, they're up and new. Stay tuned for more details later on to find out who she is. Okay. And then the deeper dive discussion today with Gaines Steers in room 103. This is an opportunity to share your ideas, takeaways from today's Sunday message together in community. And finally, join us on the back deck in the heat for a nice after service with coffee and beverages and some cookies and crackers and cheese to celebrate the after service. And that concludes today's announcements. Thank goodness they're over. All right, I believe we have children out there somewhere. They were out there. Here they come. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The help of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The help of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am.
Good. Yeah, nope, there it is. Hi, sorry. Shannon again, not a musician, but definitely YFM director. So, hi, good morning. It's been that kind of a day. It's been lots of energy and focusing it on the power of imagination. And we pretend play, so lots of really great things happening upstairs. We started to envision what it looks like, a project that we're going to go through the YFM program that Eli kind of started here, Eli Sawyer, and it's going to work our way towards helping those who are unhoused, kind of, we're thinking maybe around the fall, maybe start it, if not a little bit sooner, just sort of a project to help others. So we spent some time starting that vision and what it would look like, what we would need, what's the process, what's the video we want to go viral. So we spent some time on that. Details to come. We're still envisioning and setting it down, and we'll be asking for donations in probably a month and a half. So just keep your hearts and your minds open, as always. Big thanks to Kate for volunteering today. Super helpful. And yes? Last week, I forgot to publicly thank Azadeh for helping out, so I want to make sure I thank her for her volunteer last week. And we have 2 more Sundays of envisioning what our world will look like. Bring your children. Bring your children. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's bless these children everywhere, and we say to you kids, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you just the way you are, and we behold the Christ in you. Mwah! All right, so if you stand now, you guys can go back to your people, and let's together say the prayer of protection. And we say together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let me be with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with
Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you.